This video is just give you a bit of guidance for nutrition assignment 3. So as soon as you come onto the nutrition blackboard, if you haven't done so already, you need to download the chapter. So where you're going to get a lot of information from for this assignment. And then obviously this is assignment 3, so you need to go into assessment 3. Now you've got all your PowerPoints here that you need to help you. Also, there's the Purpose Games hydration quiz, which we did as a recap, so you can do that to recap yourself. The front sheet is in this file. What's also going to be in this folder as well, there's going to be a video showing you how to use eatthismuch.com, and obviously this video is now in there as well. So let's download the front sheet and have a little look. Okay, so this is due first Monday back, and it's due online only. So you note there are 4 criteria available. The first one is the standard criteria, describe hydration's effects on sport performance, and you've got 3 criteria which are interlinked to each other. So you've got P7, M4, and D2. So let's go down first of all. Okay, describe the importance of good hydration to your performance. P5, ensure to include signs and symptoms of good and poor hydration. Ensure to include sources of fluid intake, percentage intake of each source. Or not just percentage, you could use the milliliters instead. And ensure to define the key terminologies given positives and or negatives. So key terminologies, things like superhydration, hyperhydration, dehydration, make sure you describe them. What you've also got to make sure you do, go back up towards the criteria, is its effect on sport and performance. So hydration, its effect on sport and performance. So make sure you're including things like, 2% dehydration is enough to affect your performance. Also including maybe sports drinks and also fluid strategies for sports. So all you need to do, and that's P5, nice, and it's quite nice and easy. The next bit is the biggest bit of the assignment. So you need to select an athlete. There is a PowerPoint telling you how to do all this, but if you select your athlete, pick someone from assignment 2, but just because it's much easier, because you've done half the work for yourself already. So on an introductory profile to your athlete, so are they elite, are they non-elite, what sport do they do, what type of event is it, so is it aerobic, anaerobic, based on that, what is their nutritional strategy. Then I want you to pick a time of the season between pre-season, during season and post-season. Don't pick post-season, just because it'd be so hard to get merit and distinction, it's so hard to analyse and explain stuff. So I would pick pre-season or during the season. And then tell me what their nutritional strategy is based on that and why. Then what you need to do is work out the energy demands of that athlete. So it says the sport here, but it's the athlete as well. So ensuring to work out their BMR and also their daily requirement. Making sure you give us the exact amount of kilocalories they need per day. Then I want you to tell me about their food availability. So if you remember food availability, yeah, it is the food available to them, but it's things like your cooking skills, things like do you have a dietitian, what foods can you get, etc., etc. Make sure you explain and justify why that is. So if they're an elite athlete here, they have lots of money, good sports science support team. If they're non-elite, it's much harder because they don't have the funds to support themselves in that way. And just an overall nutritional strategy. Why are you doing things that way? Then what I want is a pie chart, the distribution of, it says all 7 nutrients specific to your athlete. Yeah, it's awkward to do that. I mean, you can do all 7 nutrients, and then because obviously vitamins, minerals are so small, you could put them as 1% because they're macro minerals. Don't worry about the 7, do 3. Just do the 3 macronutrients and make things much easier for you, and it'll make much more sense. Okay, you need to produce a 2-week diet for your athlete. Ensure to include breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and fluid intake. So this is where you're going to use www.eatthismuch.com. So it is this one here. And there's a video showing you how to use that. What you need to do, if you want to get a merit and distinction, you need to explain and analyse your food choices or your strategies for each of the meals based on the sport and performance. Now, what I don't want you to do is to break down each meal of all 14 days. Easiest way to do this is set out, have a breakfast paragraph, and then once you've got your breakfast paragraph, where you've explained and analysed your strategies, you then need to go into lunch and then do the same for lunch, and then do the same for obviously dinner and snacks and fluid intake. What I would then do, because you've got to talk about all 7 nutrients, I would then have a carbohydrates paragraph. And then I would look, making sure you draw from examples of the diet. So you might be like, on day 9 for lunch, as you can see, my athlete had spaghetti bolognese, blah, blah, blah. And make sure you fully link to the sport. Once you have in your carbohydrate paragraph, can you do fats and protein, vitamins, minerals, fiber, water, etc., etc. And that is how you're going to break down your diet and make it easier for you. Use all the information and knowledge you gained in assignment 1 to help you with that. Then, to make sure you fully get the distinction, pick a different time of the season. So if you've done pre-season, pick post-season, and tell me how would the diet change? What would the strategy be? And can you give me an example of one day, just one day of why, of how it would change? So use Eat This Much again to help though. And then I want you to discuss the short-term and long-term benefits of planning a diet. So, like, what do you think of the short-term benefits? So it's things like you're going to be ready for competition. The athlete's going to be as ready as possible there for making their performance the ultimate. So it's going to make sure you've got the right foods available. Long-term benefits to planning are things like if you think now with Rio coming up and considering things like the availability of foods in Rio, dietitians and athletes can start now planning for what foods they want to take with them to Rio again, and it just benefits performance and stuff like that. Make sure you hand this in online, please, in the online submission portal. Has to be in any time on that Monday.